So I figured before I get all this stuff back together and the get the fan belt on it and the alternator on it, well, I can swing it out of the way. I figured I'd go ahead and pull the distributor out. I think that's going to be the easiest way to deal with it, and set the points, because I just cannot see in there to set them like this. And we'll make sure they're clean, make sure they look good. If they look good, I'm not going to replace them. They don't look worn down or anything. I'll probably just file them, put them back in. But if they look bad, we'll go good to the points. You take these first. Of course, once you take the cap off, take the coil off. We need to see where the rotor was pointing, and the little flat spot on this shaft right here is pointing down. The rotor was pointing down, so that's how the distributor will go back in. The way it lines up, you could, when you put it back, you could get it 180 off, but as long as we leave this facing down, we should be off. There's like a notch or something on the cam gear that it fits in, so you can get it 180 off, but it's not like you can get it like one tooth off or something like that. So as long as you've got it, the shaft, you know, close to where it came off when you put the distributor back, you can kind of move this shaft and get it to fall in place. It's not like you're going to get one tooth off. Just make sure you're not 180 degrees off. So let's get this thing off. There's a bolt here, and there's a bolt on the other side. We'll take those bolts out. Yeah, two bolts catty-cornered from each other, and we'll get those bolts off, and we'll pull the distributor off. Looks like 1/2-inch bolts. Alright, so we've got the distributor off here, and the points, these points are worn down to where I cannot get enough adjustment out of them. Even, you know, so the way you adjust these, I guess I should explain that first. Loosen these two screws, and then this is a concentric screw. So as you tighten it, it moves the points. And so I've got it all the way adjusted, and then using a screwdriver to push, to just get every, push this to widen the points to get every last bit out of the adjustment, and then as I'm pushing on it, tighten the screw down. It's still about a few thousandths off, or yeah, probably about 2 thousandths off. I can get them to about 13 or 14. They should be on 15 thousandths. So I'm just going to go ahead and replace them while I've got this apart. My first choice would not be Tractor Supply points, but that's all I could get locally. These are made in Taiwan. Probably not the best points, but we're just going to go ahead and run them. Came with a new rotor. Rotor looks fine. My old rotor was okay though, but I'll save it. And I'll save these points too, just in case I get in a bind. I could throw these on there and adjust them to like 13 or 14 thousandths, and the tractor would run. And then a new condenser. So I'll save all these old parts, put them in my box. I've got, and so what we're going to do is go ahead and take these two screws out, take this screw out here, take this screw out, and take this screw out. That will get the points off. The points themselves, once you take this screw out, these slip off of this shaft. This one's also missing the, there's a little key, a little cotter pin, and a washer. I don't know if my new ones, I don't think my new ones came with one. Oh, they came, look, they come with the feeler gauge. So I'm going to have to find a little cotter pin or a little piece of wire or something, because, oh, but there's the, it does come with it. So you got a cotter pin and a piece of wire that are supposed to hold the points in. These do not have it. You can see that hole right there. Like I said, take this screw out, then these will slip off the points themselves. This part of the points will slip off of this shaft. This shaft is part of this plate on the distributor, so it does not come off. If you had the little cotter pin, you'd have to pull that out, but like I said, mine's missing. Take these two screws out, and then the point plate part will come out. Take this screw off and that screw off, and you can get the condenser off. So let me get all that stuff off, and then we'll put the new ones on like the old one came off, and then we'll adjust this screw. We'll put the points on the high spot, and we'll set them to 15 thousandths. Alright, so I put just a thin coat of grease on the shaft right there. You want to check your bushings for in play right here, and on the back side, of course. This distributor seems to be in good shape. So I've got my points adjusted, and I put just a dab of grease on this shaft that the points pivot on. And we've got our condenser on. So now we need to orient this back with this down, and we can put it back in. Put our new rotor on. Got it pointing down. So we're ready to stick it back in the tractor.